Good afternoon, Sports Friends and family. Good night. Good afternoon, everyone. I keep on saying night. Um, Welcome to another Sports Friends podcast. I'm your host Levon, and today with me I have Wally, I have Kems, and I have Devin. Hopefully, we'll be joined by a few other analysts in short orders. So, gentle folks, we're here on the eve of the final day of this year's Tokyo Olympics, and it has been a topsy turvy Olympics for the Jamaican massive so far, especially this morning where we were so hopeful that we would have gotten 3 medals, but it wasn't to be, and we just ended up with only 1 medal. And I mean, before I even move on, let's just say happy 59th Independence to Jamaica. It should have been an Independence Day that would have been super, but it never happened, and we just have to look forward. Um, First up, the 400 meter for women, because I'm going to do this in sequential order. So first up, we saw the 400 meter for women, and boy, can I tell you how disappointed I was? And up to this very moment, I'm still disappointed. First up, reason being, why is it that these athletes thinks they have to follow suit to the superior athlete in the field? Why don't you just go out there and run your own race? First up, I saw Shania Miller-Weber, who never looked as impressive in the semifinals as she did in the final. And people keep on talking about we shouldn't write off people before finals and give up medals before finals. However, if you look at things from an analytical standpoint, and that is the reason why you have analysts and panelists as well, because we are here to do those things. And based on how she looked in those heats and that semifinal, you wouldn't have thought that she would have come in the final and drop a 48.3. However, as I was saying, why is it that Stephanie and McPherson decided to bolt after Shana Miller-Weebo in the first 200 meter and not run her own race? As I kept on saying to people, I remember in the semifinal, she said that the coach said to her, run the first 100, and gradually as you get through each phases of the race, you increase the tempo. In the final, she basically ran Shana Miller-Weebo's race. She never did anything that was expected of her. And when it came to the final 100, she didn't have anything left in the tank. Yes, it has been stated that she has picked up an hamstring injury, but I mean, what she did in that first 200 meter could have been the reason why she got that hamstring injury as well. Because had she bided her time and just take her time to get through the phases as she was taught in coaching, then who knows? The result might have well been different. Also, Shakes had said that one Alison Felix would have got the medal, and so said, so done. She got the bronze medal, and I mean, the time wasn't all that impressive, but yeah, she ended her senior career individually with a bronze medal and become what the second. I believe she's the first female with along with Carl Lewis to get 10 Olympic medals. I think it is. So hats off to her. Congrats. Wish her all the best in whatever she do. But also to the Dominican Republic athlete, she ran her own race and she got a silver medal in a personal best as well. And hats off to her as well. First up, Wally, what to make of first Stephanie and McPherson, then the 400 meter itself?
Oh, um, how I feel right now is similar to how I felt in 2008 when Bolt broke the record. Um, Asava Poil is my runner. So when Bolt broke the record and Asafa came fifth, it kind of took me to the following day for the Bulls victory to really soak in and for me to kind of get out of the funk that I experienced because of Asafa's performance. And it, as a matter of fact, right now trumps that because if you listen to her interview in her semifinals, she said that from 2016 until up until maybe the early part of the latter part rather of 2019, she was struggling with injury after injury. She couldn't get a break, and she was literally considering giving up the sport. And she has come into the form of her life. From I'm watching Hummingbird. this is the best I have seen her at this level. And for her not to run her own race, and I feel that it was that run, that exertion that they had in the backstretch that really led to that injury. Because if you remember, in 2009, after Gay tried to run with Bolt, he was injured. He didn't enter the 200 that year, and he wasn't the same since then. How you saw Miller dominate the field, you could really see that, and the fact that she did her personal best, it really showed the form that he was in. So trying to go with her, especially on that back stretch when you've never done that before, she really paid the price, and you could see how utterly distraught she was at the end of the race. She was on the ground, she was crying. Her fellow Jamaican was trying to console her. Another athlete was with her. I don't think it was an American, but there was
Yeah, it
another
was. It
athlete with
was.
her. It
Conyer
was an
is.
American, right? Was trying to console her, and you could hear her really, you know, just she was bawling. Really, she was bawling, and I was extremely sad for her. Um, because having overcome so much and being right there to not run to instruction, and you saw a lot of persons in the comment section saying that, you can see that she really didn't run to instruction, and she paid the price. It was an extremely sad situation for me. I still haven't gotten over it.
All right, but in terms of the race itself now, the medalist, you, th- you thought that it was a perfectly executed race from Shani Miller Weibo and the girl from Dominican Republic?
Well, to me, Shawnee Miller, she actually surprised me, because if you look at her heats and her semifinals, you didn't expect that sort of dominance that she had in the final, especially considering that she would have had several rounds of 200 under her belt, and she pretty much came dead last in the 200. So you would have thought that she would have been particularly leggy coming into the final of the 400 meters. So that really was an absolute surprise to me. Um, I really didn't factor her into, if she won, not to win by such a margin. And then have to big up Felix. She is a perfect example of running your own race. Coming into the finals, should have seen McPherson and Miller Weaver, and the athlete that came second, being the superior athletes to her based on how they looked coming into the final. And she just ran her race and came home. So, hats off to her. I always say to persons, run your own race. Run your own race. And wherever the chips fall after that, I can't quarrel with you. But if you have a game plan coming into the season, your training regime would be tied to that game plan, and you would have been executing that game plan in the rounds in the semi-final. It is really illogical to then know do something completely different, completely out of character at the final stage. So great execution by Felix, and Miller. She really showed her class.
All right, Devin, what
Yeah.
made up the race itself and your views on both Jamaicans that partook in
All
that
right.
race?
So let me focus on Sonny McPherson. Remember in the previous show, I said I like when 400-meter athletes in the final just run right through the race. I don't know these coaches' instruction. I don't have inside information like him. I just know based on some little performance that I did in high school as an athlete and being around some coaches. Run right through. Oh, that's for the final. And you kind of preserve yourself to the final. You could run right through. Now, she run right through the line. And even what's her name? She's not one of my favorite athletes. Sonia Richard Ross, because I have the NBC feed. She was saying, why was she going so fast in the semifinal? She run 49.34 in the semifinal, right? And then her time in the finals now was 49.61. So I think she probably have exerted, even though there was a break in between, the race that she ran in the semifinal was much better than what she did in the final. That's from my perspective. And even at the trials, I think it was a similar time she ran. She ran 49.6 something to win the trials. So even I heard like few of y'all like saying even if she did her personal best or did what she would have done at the trials, she would have probably gotten a medal. Because I think Felix got it in 49.60 something for the third. If she had run when you run 49.34 in the semifinal level one.
No, repeat what you just said, Devin. I never heard the first part.
No, I'm saying if she had done her PB in the finals, she would have definitely gotten a medal.
I heard you said something about trials.
I think at the Jamaica trials, I think she ran 49.6 something. I'm not sure. That's what she ran.
Same time that she ran in the final.
Same time she ran. Okay, right. So what I'm saying now, in the semifinal, you run 49.34. You're putting down the gauntlet, so to speak, that come look out for me in the finals. You should at least better that time in the finals. Even if she didn't better the time in the finals and she equal that time in the finals, should have gotten a medal. And Shakes in the last program, I can clearly remember Shakes didn't say, just to go back to what you're saying about Shakes at your intro. He said he is open. He was wishing for Felix to get a medal. He didn't definitively state that Felix was going to get a medal. He said he was hoping that, because he liked her and everything, and he wanted her to go out on a bang to get a medal. He never said he will definitely get a medal. But for the race itself,
you have to give him props because
I have to give him props.
I'm not taking out there in and all that.
I'm not taking anything away from him. But for the race itself, I'm glad that a Caribbean girl wanted to, if US or America is not in there, and she did well. It was just her time to repeat. It's people, just because we celebrate Elaine, she should be celebrated for repeating as an Olympic champion as well. So it was a good race on Shauna's path. And I'm happy for Felix as well. She's going out with like about 10 medals, equaling Lewis' medal count for a track athlete. Yeah.
All right, Kems, your take now. We're not hearing you, Mr. Barrington.
Yeah, my audio phone was on mute. But as I was saying, I found out today that Natalia Gould and Stephanie McPherson are twin sisters. I found that out today. Because clearly, I don't know what McPherson said she go out there to do. And I'm not going to say she's not injured, but for me personally, I am tired of after somebody runs such a horrible race, I hear hamstring this, head tap this, all of that kind of stuff, right? McPherson executed the race poor. But I told you all about Shawnee. I told you all say from the 200 meters, Wally said she have a lot of miles on her legs, and she basically jogged the 400 heats and semis, and the 200 meters she basically walked that final just to get the prize money for 8th place. So I know that Shawnee, the only thing I was worried about was the tape on her knee, and once that hold up, I know that she would have, like, there's nobody in the field that could beat her. For the race itself, the Dominica girl, she had looked good from the heats. So I had her for a silver medal. I had her for a medal in the medal. But Stephanie McPherson, there's absolutely no reason. In the semifinals, I see she ran against same Alison Felix. And she's fighting to beat Alice Felix. Like, she don't just want to qualify. She want to run fast. And, there's no medals won in the semifinals. No medals at all won in the semifinals. So when you come forward, with that kind of thing, and, she have a little thing where she do this like she said, more beat up the time there. So like she said, and when it's in the finals now, and, I keep on going back to the Jamaican trial. She told me and the rest of Jamaican people that she's in 48 shape. I have yet to see 48. She told me that she's getting a lot of attention now from her coaches, but she's getting a lot of attention, but it's the same output. As I said, it's Natalia Gould twin sister. She will always make the final, but when the finals come, she will do a bunch of foolishness. So That's all I have to say. I see people saying Allison used experience and make it and win a medal, but I just think Allison used her brain. She just used her brain and just run the race how it was supposed to be run, and then she just win a medal. So hats off to her. Candice McLeod, really proud of her. Didn't expect her to be in the medals. Fifth place, that's whereabout she should finish. And yeah.
But
All right.
didn't someone call in a previous show to say there's no money given for eighth place or something like that?
Now there is.
They say no money is given out to athletes in the Olympics. That is what the person actually said.
That person they called in to correct us.
They said
Yeah.
what?
Somebody had
That
called in a previous show.
there's no prize money being given out at the Olympics. It's at World Championship level.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you research that and saw that?
I
Kems,
think-
Kems. Right? Kems.
Right, go
Yes,
ahead.
sir.
There's no prize money given out at the Olympics. By the
Oh, that's
Olympics.
okay.
Right? The prize money given out is by countries' governments.
Is it
Yeah,
like-
Right? So whichever country, like the US give their athletes 37,000 US dollars, right? If they
Oh,
win
okay,
the gold
okay, okay,
right?
okay.
But not every country, because Jamaica doesn't do that. So it depends on the country too. Right? What the athletes get from Olympics is like marketing, like with sponsors afterwards.
Okay.
They get sponsorship or things from their government. But like how the government, I think some years ago the government gave Usain Bolt lands and something like that. But they don't get anything from the Olympics though. It's the Olympic that benefits the association benefit.
Okay.
All right. And to further add to that point, Kims, it seems like we have to switch allegiance and go and run for Singapore, because Singapore actually gives out $1 million US if you win a medal, if you win a gold medal.
They're the one that bought it.
So they are the ones that give out the most money. So it seems like we have to switch allegiance.
But we can't afford to do that.
Yeah, we can't afford it.
Why not?
Let's not get that, because that's something political. Let's not go there. We don't want us to go there.
All right, boss. Let's now look at the 4x1 men, because I don't want to touch on the women as yet. So the 4x1 men, boy. Javon Minzy, who ran so well in the heats, had one of the worst 4x1 legs you'll actually see. That pass, man, it was like between the time between daylight and midnight. This time around, I'm going to start with Devin. Devin, I saw the pass, and we came on here yesterday and we said that had they, if they're going to the final actually pass that button around properly, they can medal. However, they did the total opposite of what they did in the heats. No, what's your takeaway from this?
All right. I want you to confirm what I'm going to say, because you see, my mother is a very, what do you call it, diehard track and field fan and cricket fan. So she was telling me that she saw an interview with Ewan Blake after the 4x1 finals race, where they were interviewing him and he was saying like something about, they didn't get enough time to practice and there was some stuff in the camp. Like he was alluding to the fact that there are some problems in the camp, which he's not going to say specifically what it was. Did you hear anything about that?
Yeah, I heard that thing, but I don't buy into that.
Garbage. No, that's what I'm saying. I want to start off by saying that's garbage, because guess what? When they won in the previous round, they were happy. We didn't hear that argument. So all of a sudden, the argument just.
Hold on, Devin. I'm glad you brought that up, because after they won that heat, you know what Ewan Blake said? Oh, I love that we're the underdog. I love that everybody has underrated us. So why did you go out and make that statement, since as you guys never had much button practice and you guys never practice together? So yeah, continue, David.
Yeah. So that comment kind of rubbed me the wrong way, kind of distasteful kind of comment, if you ask me. But for the race itself, like, I'm not disappointed. You may look at it technically. Initially, I was with Kems in the fact that we're saying we're not going to medal, and I was open because like for me, when it comes on to Jamaica, if I make a prediction that we're not going to medal, I would love they prove me wrong. I don't want to come and say, oh yes, I told you that they weren't going to medal just because I want to look good. No, I would love for them to prove me wrong and get a medal and make my prediction look bad, because it's Jamaica. You get what I'm saying? But I didn't expect them to medal, and so said, so done. The race that I don't think they were good enough. even y'all might see some technical stuff that I'm not seeing in terms of button pass and changes and whatever. I just don't see that team being good enough to medal at an Olympics. And despite the standards not being as high as it used to be, right? That's just my take on it. They're just not good enough. Probably within the next 4 years, or 3 to 4 years, I don't know if we can improve with the men in terms of the sprinting to get a better team. By that time, Blake will be retired and doing well in his business. Right, Wally? Yeah, we just need some better time from these athletes, man.
All right. Kems, any takeaway from this? And let's point out that the Italians actually won the gold medal.
Yeah.
So they went out on some bang, and I mean, that sprinter that actually won the 100 meter, it was a brilliant leg from him, and it was actually his leg of that 4x1 that actually opened it up for Italy. So you have to give a lot of props to
Who
him.
came
Kems,
second? Everyone?
who came second?
Yeah.
Great Britain.
I know. I tell you about the Great Britain. I tell you about them in any relay. Watch for them in any relay. They specialize in relays. They're always going to do well in the relay.
Yeah.
All right.
Kems, your take?
So you see the 4x1 for men, they have a very low ceiling and a high floor, right? That is how I view them. So in the heats,
Yeah.
the low that is the floor, and it get everybody so pumped up. Even the producer, yes, I tell you, so they go in the middle, and I say, hey, and even Shakes come yesterday and Shake say, well, these times that the guys are running right now, these times are elite times and quality times, and I say, never said no. I say, all right, we will see. As Devin said, I'm not going to come here and blow V8 and go on and say, yes, I'm right about. No, realistically, I would want the men to medal. It's unfortunate that we have such a sprint culture and our men cannot get a medal in the flat sprints. Like, it is just unbecoming. So when I watch the relay, all the teams that beat us supposed to beat us. That's just how I look at it. Like legit, like all the teams who beat us supposed to beat us. So Minzy had the outer Javon Minzy had the outer body first leg in the heats. Johan Blake had the outer body third leg in the heats, and Civil had the outer body anchor in the heats. Now in the finals, now it's big boys time. Now the relay is going to be much closer, and those are the results that we get. We just have to go back, we have to retool, we have to practice, but we can practice button changes so till the full. We don't have the personnel. Julian Fort and a back stretch is just not it. And the back stretch and the ankle leg, those legs are 110 meters. You need your best and your fastest runners. Tell me who you see on the back stretch for other teams. Tell me who you see on the ankle leg for other teams. Big gunners, Olympic medalists, runners who have proven themselves, credentialed runners. Jamaica have Julian Fort. Where's that going? Oblique Civil. He's bright.
Remember that you're a fan of Julian Fort, so don't come from your country and beat the man.
I mean,
you can run the Finn Barrington.
No, right now, no, not at all. But let me tell you something. I am a fan of Julian Fort bias-wise because we used to go vast together. So that is the only reason why I'm a fan. But if I'm taking away Julian Fort the person and looking at Julian Fort the athlete, then he's not good enough to compete on those legs with those top guns. He's just not good enough.
All right, and over to Wally to give his views on this very awful bunch of Jamaican sprinters, male-wise.
So I see a lot of persons as well, not a lot. Let me be clear. I saw one or two persons blaming Blake, and obviously they are doing that because of the constant talking that he was doing. But if they were actually being objective and watched the race, they would have seen that it was the first exchange that was the issue. The person was feeling for the button like 1, 2, 3 times. Levon, you had said that feeling for the button like he's searching for good tomatoes. at the
Yeah, man.
market.
Coronation in them and I try to feel for the best tomato them.
Yeah, and that is exactly what it looked like. And then because of the gap in quality, as Kim spoke to, once you have that sort of fumble, there's no way, Johan could have recovered, and poor little Seville, he did the best he could. So that really was how the cookie
But I don't
crumbled.
disagree with that though, Wally. Looking
Hmm?
back at the race, you know that Civil did very poor on that ankle leg. Reason
Poor.
being,
Why
he got the
why you
button
say
in,
that? Why you say that?
he got the button in fourth place, right? I mean, yes, he was up against one of the best sprinters there. He's going around right now. However, based on where he got the button, he could have at least tried to make some inroads.
No, all right, level
I
one.
think
So
No, I
Levon,
think
Hold
that
on.
is
Kim's always
unreasonable.
talking about
That is unreasonable.
No,
the
hold on,
last
hold on,
stretch he
Devin.
wanted. All right, go ahead.
Hold on, Devin. Levon, let's be fair, right? Let's be fair. I was thinking about it and I was saying, is he really poor? No, but that's his level. Like where you see Seville put out, that's what he can do. Like he can't do
Exactly.
anything else.
so,
Like
so they're saying that we expected too much then.
as the heats get to me. Can you remember
Yeah.
how him bossy and all that ease up in the heats and I go on and everybody
All right.
say, yeah, man, he have more in the tank, man.
So
But
what I would like the producer to get, or if we could get it then, what was his time on that backstretch in the previous round compared to the
No,
final?
and the ankle leg, you mean?
Ankle leg, sorry, my fault. Yeah. To see if
I think we can find that
probably 10-1.
in splits. On
you know
the,
what I mean?
on
The splits,
both.
right? The splits on the ankle in the previous compare. Because like Kem said, he was easing up, looking left and right like he's a Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
You know?
In the heats, you think Sam did have something more in the tank,
Yeah,
man, for the
yeah.
finals.
I really want to know.
The producer is saying oblique choked that finals in the last stretch. That one's me.
What? No.
But the man said the man just not good enough. It's just
Yeah.
like
You
Yeah,
it's
can't
like a
say-
question,
you
it's
can't
just like a
say
question that slipped me earlier, and I'm going to go back to that question after we finish this. But
Furthermore, what kind of name is that? Oblique. Why would you name a child Oblique?
Wally, let us use a gym analogy because I see you come here. I don't know if you're trying to flex your muscles or you see some more ladies watching, so you make sure you come and you have your sleeves off and so. But check me out, Wally. You are in the gym with a person, and his max is 180 bench press 180. And one time him give her 200. Bam. Are you going to expect the 200 from him on a regular basis now, knowing say all you have seen from him is a 180 max? No.
No, absolutely not.
Same thing.
Absolutely.
Oblique Civil 10.04. That's around his thing. Remember, I run against the big guns, them, the 9-point ad, the 10 flats, and all them things there. So, when Civil buck up on them and them get the button before him are in close proximity, there's nothing at all he can do.
Kems, that's how I did there just now. Me, I throw it on about the 180 and the 2.
No, sir. No, sir.
But the question that slipped me earlier and that I should have asked, I saw it in comment section and it crossed my mind around today. Would you say that Stephanie and McPherson choked in that final? Any one of you guys can answer.
You know me and those terms. I don't like
All
those
right.
terms.
So,
I don't
so
like those terms. I don't like those terms. She didn't choke. She didn't run the race as was expected. I don't like those terms. I don't like us saying an athlete choke. Nah.
So I wouldn't. So my definition of choke is a little different. I can understand the argument persons would make for her choking based on the form that she came into the final. But she didn't execute according to plan. No persons could say, well, that is a form of choking because the
It is.
pressure got to her. The pressure got to her. She didn't have the mental fortitude to say, okay, let me stick to my guns. She panicked and tried to go with Miller Weaver and pay the price. I would say more that is poor execution than choking, but I can understand the argument persons would make for that. choking is like my boy Asafa poet, right? You can see as it relates to technique, there was no flaw in his technique. So you couldn't point to an execution error. He just climbed up when the pressure got to him. Talking is Khalid Spencer, right? Looking so good on the Diamond League year after year after year. Finals, sorry, semi-final, round semi-finals and semi-finals, and then when it comes to the big stage, she just vanishes. So those sort of performances I would call choking. It's just like it Bo's last 100 meter in 2017. I wouldn't say he choked. It's just a matter of where his level was just not where it was. So I wouldn't necessarily
Not a good comparison though. Reason being, we knew that Usain had an injury going into that season and all of that. So the build up leading up, if you were actually following it closely, you wouldn't necessarily have him to win that gold medal. It's only if you're patriotic, you'd actually have him to win that gold medal.
Yeah, man. But I'm saying that a lot of people,
But,
a lot of people use the term choke when in relation to persons not meeting the expectations and kind of ignoring the whole background and context of the athlete leading up to the final.
So hold on, Wally. So what background and context can you make a case for McPherson that she didn't choke?
No, remember, I started out by saying that
If they can understand what people say.
Right. So
Yeah.
I would put it more down to an error in execution
Choke.
rather than choking. So I'm
not
saying that if persons are making the argument that the fact that she didn't execute her race is a form of choking, I won't argue with that. That's a reasonable position to take, but I won't say that. I more call it an error in
So
execution.
Wally, I'm glad that you're along that line now. So why is it that you're beating Sifan Hassan so vociferously, yet you're kind of lenient with Stephanie and McPherson?
No,
How much Hassan come?
Third.
In the
no,
15?
remember,
Yeah.
She choking.
remember, Levon, that the question that I'm responding to is choking. I did say no on certain terms.
So that's
Did
why I'm
I-
asking the question. Would you say that Sifan Hassan choked that 1500 meter?
No, so the
Because
same
hold on again. Remember that she never executed the race as she normally would. Remember that is the athlete that normally bides her time and go through until she get to the front. It is basically the same thing that Stephanie Ann did. They ran other people's race by going out hard, and when it came to the final stretch, they had absolutely nothing to give.
Yeah, man. So I never said that. I never said that Hassan choked. I the same growth that I have, with McPherson is the same growth I have with Hassan. There was no point. There's no point where she ran her own race, and so that is why I was bitterly disappointed, because I'm saying that you at the end of the day run your own race, stick to your guns. Whatever the result after that, I will live with. I will live with. If the person beat you, then you just tip your hat to them and you say, well, job well done. But you cannot be running one way for the entire season, and then in the final you're gonna do something different. That is crazy.
Okay.
So
Alright.
wait.
So this
Alright,
is how
even I don't like the word choking. If I should come up with a definition of choking, right?
Mhm.
Like I said, let me repeat, I don't like those terms. Is where you have an overwhelming favorite, not winning if you want to use that, or even not medaling. Like an overwhelming favorite. Give me an overwhelming favorite, like Grant Holloway. If you would say Holloway in the 110 hurdles choke, come on, he's an overwhelming favorite. Stephanie McPherson was never an overwhelming favorite.
she was an overwhelming medal favorite.
Medalist. She was a medal favorite. She was an
Overwhelming.
medal favorite.
Overwhelming.
Yes, overwhelming.
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 All right. So since to the
All right,
session,
go with me on that then. if we're gonna use that definition and that definition fail, then we lose that argument then. But
Since
I'm
you-
still not gonna use the third trick.
All right,
One
since
over.
you say, all right, Cohen, I have a better term for you. She
All right,
never
go on.
choke. She never choke, man. She just vomit. Right? The first 100 meters, she start cough. By the 200, she start choke, and then by the race done, she vomit. Right? Because this is what I tell you, Cohen. This is what I tell you, right? I give you the definition of choke, and I give you the definition of clutch. Right? If you come into the championships and you are at a certain caliber, and I don't say nothing, I just make you talk. You talk, you tell me what you are capable of. You see, you're in 48 shape. All right. In the semifinals, you're on 49-3, and then in the
Yeah.
finals, you're on 49-6.
All
You
right.
choke to me. You
I
choke
agree.
to me. You choke to me because you didn't deliver. You didn't deliver on the biggest stage because you didn't have what it takes. Look on what's your name? Look on the Dominica girl. Personal best. Personal best. You
Not
know
the
what
final.
Alison is? Alison clutch. She is clutch. She never choke. And all if Alison becomes 6, she wouldn't choke because that is where she should be. So she
Yeah,
coming
no,
up.
absolute. Only loyalist to Alison Felix would have expected her to medal or
Medal.
anything higher than
Yeah.
that. Otherwise, some that you can call it Alison Felix overachieved
Oh,
in this
of
fight.
course. Most definitely she
Yeah,
overachieved.
yeah.
And if someone ended up overachieving in a final, right? Doesn't that tend to come majority of the time? Doesn't it come down to someone else messing up, someone else choking? That's what happens a lot of times when people tend to overachieve in like
Mhm.
Once
track
an
and field.
athlete fall below expectation and choke. They
There you
can't
have
make
it.
progress. Huh?
There you have it.
No, me not go say that.
No.
All right.
I'm
Again,
But
again,
something for true, you know.
again, Devin. I will always, I will. You see, whatever on the love do, I always use analogies from there, right? And I tell you, Devin, if somebody in your class and you prep this person, so this person going to get all 8 CXCs, and when the CXC results come out, they only get PE or they only get religious
Yeah,
education. They only get that. What you call that? What you
But I
call that?
disrespect to the PE. I apologize to all the PE teachers and the RE teachers out there on behalf of this young man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, no, but all right, they could just he could have just simply said maths and English in there. You just get maths and English and you fail the others 6 of them. Wouldn't you consider that as choking?
Of
No, I'm not
course.
joking, man. There are circumstances, brother.
remember
Can
Devin
people from going out there and running?
seen everyone, you know. Yeah, I seen it, Devin, you know. So yeah,
No,
All
brother.
right, producer, go ahead. Producer is giving a definition of choking,
choking?
in sports.
So in sports, right, choking is the failure of a person or persons to act or behave as anticipated or expected.
Okay, say no more. And as we
So if
said,
the person fall below expectation.
as we said, Nakims, Stephanie and McPherson was a overwhelming projected medalist. She didn't. So she
All
choked.
right, you know what? So I will stick with that definition. I will agree. I will compromise to come to that one. Overwhelming favorite to medal or even win, and they don't do that. But the other definition that the producer just read to say an athlete not meeting expectation. That sound too general, man. Like, yo, everybody then choke and if they do. Like you're on 49, like 49-6 and 49-5. Oh, you choke because
Yeah, because I'm glad that you said that to Devin, because it would be too open. Reason being, why is a case where there's 4 athletes, right?
Yeah.
In the finals, and it just happened that this athlete has a huge jump in terms of personal best, and they beat me by say a good distance, but I ran my best race on that day. It wouldn't necessarily mean that I choked. It would mean that hey, this person just had a super day and they were just spectacular on the day, so they beat them.
Exactly.
You know,
So which is why. So I'm in full agreement with that assessment, Levon, because again, you have that is why you have the term overachieve, because you will have a person who you didn't expect them to do something, and on the biggest stage they achieve it, and in achieving what you
Yeah.
didn't expect them to do, they can actually beat the person who was expected to deliver. So even though that person who is expected to deliver gave up their best, so when you do the assessment overall, you can see that really they were just they were just trumped by the better person on the day. So you can't say that that person choked. So I am
All right,
definitely
and that is why I can't give. And well, for that reason, that is why I can't give Stephanie a pass on this one. Reason being, she ran a 49.3 in the semis.
Mhm.
Alison Felix, who won the bronze
Slowing
medal.
down, no matter
And
that.
let me also point out that she ran 49.34 in the semifinal, slowing down. Let's point that out. She slowed down finally to reach around 375 meters of that race, right? And Alison Felix, who won the bronze medal, she ran 49.46 in the final. Had Alison Felix ran a way faster time than Stephanie had run in that semis, I could say, okay, this time around, I might not say she choked, but she didn't. She never replicated that performance. So on that basis, I have to say that she choked. But we're not joined by Stephen, and we're just going to touch in the 4x1 for women. Now, a lot of people expected a world record run from the four ladies that were out there. First up, I threw that through the window from I saw how the team was actually constructed. It was Brianna Williams to Elaine Thompson era to Shelly and Fraser Price to Sherika Jackson. Brianna Williams had a blast of a first leg. It was one of the best first leg I've seen. And she absolutely dominated that first leg. However, see, as Kims was saying, it seems like Elaine really want to fly come back to Jamaica quick. So Elaine fly out of the marker quickly and she almost went outside of the zone. Anyways, they recovered and they ran a national record of 41.02 seconds. This time I'm going to start with Stephen. Stephen, your assessment of the 4x1 for women.
Yeah. Afternoon, everybody. I thought that I just thought that Elaine should have run the anchor. I don't know. 10-6 speed. Elaine is way faster than everybody else that I was going to be on the anchor leg. And if they said that they were going for the world record, Brianna would have been good to start. And I thought that Sherika, whatever gap that Sherika left, Shelly on the third to Elaine on the anchor could have made up for any gap and we could have actually gone after the world record. You could see on the last leg when Sherika was running that she just does not have the speed as yet. She's coming down from the 400. She's just not a sprinter as yet. She's doing well. I just thought that Elaine should have gotten the anchor, but they ran a very good race. But to go for the record, I thought Elaine should have gotten the baton last. That's just my take.
All right, I'm going to go to Kims now.
All right. So again, let me tell you now again. The only reason why Sherika will be running the anchor leg is because people don't trust her to pass over the baton. Right? That is the only reason. So they say, boy, Sherika head is not, and I'm paraphrasing because them say her head no good. So in a situation like that, them just want her to get the button and run to the finish line, and that is it. Probably now with more training with the World Championships, probably they'll give her a chance. But that is the reason why Sherika always on the anchor leg. My lineup would be Brianna to Shelly to Sherika to Elaine. That was my lineup from morning. I believe the fastest person should have the glory leg. I believe the fastest person, and I already tell you all about the straights. The straights, I want my fastest individuals to be running the straights, and obviously one of my fastest starters to do the start, and then my other good curver. So I don't think they got it wrong. They knew that they would win. But also Elaine. I know Elaine misses me a lot, so she was probably trying to run out to come and see me. Because I don't know where she was running to. Brianna not even reach her marker yet, because you can see the tape. Brianna not even reach her marker and she run out. And the same thing I'm gonna tell you with Ramona Burchell. Elaine run out and I have her answer. Come on, this is relay 101. You wait till you hear reach, arrive,
Yeah.
whatever it is that them say, and then they put out your hand. 4x1 is a blind relay. You're not supposed to look so. Blind, you listen to the command. Reach, you put out your hand and get it. 4x4, that is the relay where you can look and so. You understand me? But they'll get it together. 41-02 with some really awful exchanges. So next World Championships in Oregon, they'll definitely go ahead and get the world record.
All right, Devin.
So my thing is, what's the balance then to strike then? What's the balance that you to strike then? Ken, because you said that, and I agree with you. The the anchor and the penultimate leg are actual 110, right? So they are longer.
The second
No,
and
no,
the
no, no,
anchor
no.
leg.
It's the back stretch. The back stretch
The
and
second
anchor
and the
leg
two
are actually the
straights.
two
The
longest.
two straight, right?
Yeah.
So then so you got the two fastest people there. But then that would be at the expense of no having the knowledge that what's her name? Sharika is not a good person to pass off the baton.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what's the balance? What's the balance there? You
So
prefer to what?
all right. So then that's why I say with
Potential
more.
fumble?
That's why I said with more training towards the World Championships, that is what I want to see. But for this, I would align it up possibly the same way how they lined it up today. But we
Oh,
just
because yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because it sounds like you disagree with them, and you
I
were
no, no, no,
saying,
no, 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 no.
I personally disagree with them because I said it to Kims that what I would have done is Brianna to Shelly to Elaine to Sharika, knowing that Elaine is also a very good curve runner. So I would have it in that order,
That could
and
work.
that's why I disagreed with what they did today.
That could work. That could work, man. Work.
But Devin,
so my
yours,
thing is,
yours, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
I believe in times. I always go with times. I believe in times. So, like the positions that we are talking about, sometimes it can be overrated. Like who run where, who run what. You know, it can be overrated. It's critical, but sometimes it's overrated. If you have some of the fastest athlete, I prefer to have the fastest athletes, and they will get the job done. You can work on that. So sometimes when we're trying to, like, if you should look at the Facebook comments, you could find like a million variations, million in quotes, because I'm exaggerating to say who think what the best lineup is. So sometimes some of these things are overrated. We are the best athletes for the 4x1, and we won the gold. For the 4x1 male, we didn't have the best athletes, that's why we didn't medal. Simple
So
as
Devin,
that.
you want me to counter your argument with one of your own argument?
What is it?
Okay, you remember what you said about Great Britain and when it comes on to relays? If you're a good team with button passes,
And
you
I'm gonna
can
counter
beat
yours.
that has a lot of fast athletes. I can tell you that much.
You know why they spend so much money? It was something I read. You know why they spend so much money on it? Because they don't have the necessarily fastest people. So they try to maximize. They try to maximize on strategy in terms of being efficient in terms of passing the buttons. As Tim said, 4x1, blind event. So they try to maximize on that so that that will make up for the speed that they lack. We don't lack speed. We don't lack
Yeah,
speed.
but Devin, that's what I'm getting across to you. That all right, if you look at it from this standpoint, right?
Yeah.
Remember that I can have 4 athletes that is faster than you in us. However, if my button passes are way more efficient than yours, I am going to beat you because
No, the foot speed are gonna make up.
not necessarily, Devin.
You say wait,
It, it was proven today. You know why? You see, Italy, the 4 guys that ran for Italy in that 4x1 on the flat 100, they aren't faster than the Canadian team. They aren't.
all those times when I see Ukraine and Asaf on that 4x1 team, that wasn't a good team in passing at the button. That team wasn't good in terms of passing the button. But guess what? We had superior athletes in terms of speed. So it make up for the efficiency or the inefficiency in terms of passing the baton.
So both of you are actually correct. If the talent gap is small, then that is where the button change plays a bigger factor.
That's why
If the talent gap is huge, then it provides you the opportunity to still fumble the button change and still win the race. So both perspectives are actually correct. You can have 4 persons who, when you look at the times, are slow and still beat a team that is faster than them. But if the gap is too wide, then no amount of efficient button change compensate for that. So both perspectives are actually correct.
But this is where I'm going to bring you. Go again, Devin.
I said I can accept that. I can accept that.
But Wally, no, your take on this 4x1, because I said I never liked that first changeover. But again, they got the button around, even though there were some skeptical um noises that they exchanged outside of the zone. But it was proven that they didn't, and the gold medal stood. Your take on it?
Yeah, I think that exchange between Brianna and Elaine, I think is what cost us the gold medal. Sorry, the world record. I think also we lost some time between the exchange between Shelly and Sharika as well.
Yep.
There was a little glitch right there. So the biggest contributor to me for us not achieving the world record is that first exchange, which was compounded by the last exchange between Shelly and Sharika. I would actually switch them going into the world championships next year. Have Sharika on the backstretch and Elaine carrying us home. That would be my lineup.
But we never got the world record. But you know what compensated for that for me? You see that post race interview? That
Yes,
was
man.
golden, man. That was
That
everything.
Yeah, man, that was absolutely marvelous. I mean, I see persons saying that they're faking it and whatever. I don't care. It was a fantastic display. I don't think it is um a facade. I think it is genuine. I think individuals have the capacity to bury the hatchet, even if the motivation to bury that hatchet comes from external sources. Wherever the source comes from, it is irrelevant. You don't need to
Wally, as you saying,
necessarily.
right?
Mhm.
Wally, as you saying about people saying fake it, or whatever. As as Mark Golding comrades would have said, fake it until you make it.
And
That-
this man have to compound this with his
With the
comments.
politics. Politics. That can't do that mention something.
But Levon,
Yeah,
Levon,
yeah, man, see you.
Levon. I don't know if anybody has any news or out of Tokyo. But when Elaine, I think when she won the 200, Spencer Darlington asked her about the 4x1, and she said that over the years we don't really train. As Kim was talking about pattern changing and chemistry and all of that. She said basically we just freestyle. So I was
Yeah,
wondering
I
if
heard it.
that's what they did. Did they do any
I
training
heard it.
before or they just? Does anybody know?
I don't quite have any information on that, but I heard when she
If
said that
what?
in the interview.
If anybody know what?
If they did any sort of training before?
They
Consistent
did.
training.
They did, but
Okay.
not enough. Not enough. Because
Yeah.
they did it while in Tokyo, but not
Yeah.
enough. Not enough for them to be nice and crisp.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was obvious. Yeah.
all right, help me a little bit, Kims. Under normal circumstances, during what periods would the respective relay teams get the opportunity to practice the button exchange?
I
Especially
mean,
considering that a lot of the representatives would be running either or both of the sprint.
well, to be honest, they won't really get any particular time to even practice because they don't know who's going to be on the team. You understand me? If we don't know who's going to be on the team, so you can practice with this person, that person, and then come trials is a four different, completely different people on the team. But I think after the team, what I would like to see after the team is selected, just like after the national trials, they go to a couple Diamond League because even a couple Diamond League events it keep after where relays were run. You know, I would really like if our teams had went there and at least get some things out there, get the rust off and so. But I don't really know the intricacies behind it or how them do it and so. But
But
Go
yeah,
on.
Kims and Wally, right? Would you say no, based on you're talking about the practice regarding the release, right? Would you then say that Blake threw the entire coaching team under the bus with that interview? Because basically that interview that he suggests that they did not get enough training, and when Spencer Darlington asked why, he said it better he don't say anything.
Hold on.
So there seems to be a
Somebody
problem
radio or
regarding.
TV in the background.
Yeah, so there seems to be a problem, right? that Blake had with the amount of training that they got based on the interview that he did.
Well, he
Kems, mute whatever you're listening to.
the thing is that he didn't say what was the reason for the lack of practice. So I can extrapolate from that and say he's throwing shots at the coaches. From where I stand, I don't know. I don't know what he's referring to. So I can't necessarily say it is the coaching staff he's taking shots at. But from my perspective, him should have never come and say something like that. Should have.
It's somehow weird though, based on his tone, the tone of what he was saying. But then for the men, right? Remember that we only have what, 1 man in the finals in the 100 meter?
No.
All right, we didn't have any men in the finals in 100 meter, right? So the argument about them doing other events can't be used in that context. Because we had no men in the finals. So they should have gotten enough training.
But as I said, probably he was just training them on the bus as that particular guy over there did with the whole J3s when he never qualified for the Olympics. But as it relates to what I was speaking about earlier on, Wally, I personally don't think it was something that was faked based on what I saw in that interview. I don't think they can fake that right through.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either.
And you know what led me to that, Wally? When I watched how they came out pre-race and what they did post-race, I was like, if there's something that was being faked, I mean, I already done what I have to do, so I can just get the hell out of here. But one thing that I forget to mention at the top of the show, let's point out that Elaine Thompson era is a triple Olympic gold medalist. So let's point that out. For this Olympic, she's a triple Olympic gold medalist. And they said it in the interview as well. They said that they really wanted to get the gold medal for her because she should have gotten it in 2016, but never happened. So they really wanted this one to go around and they wanted to have the button pass around safely. So yeah, we have to give hats off to them. And I mean, as I said, when I look at all the camaraderie that I saw there, I loved it, man. It was one of the best moments, and that compensated for the world record.
Yeah, definitely. But I just want to backtrack a bit, Levon. You said that you just looking at your comments. You said that you wanted to beat jackpot for her leg. I really wanted to elaborate on that because I really don't see that she did with her leg.
All right. Personally for me, Wally, let me say the reason why I said that. And I believe who said it? I believe it was you who said it about that pass exchange between both of them. All right, first up, it's just a concern of mine, right? I just don't like seeing athlete take the baton in one and knowing that they never went out as they're supposed to in terms of the marker, because she even said it herself that she never wanted to go out because she never wanted to mess it up. So if you'll ask me, she was being on the conservative side of things, right? Because had she gone out a bit quicker, Shelly would have still hit the marker and she would have still gone. Because if you look at the race, keenly, right, you notice that Shelly basically came to a stop to hand over the baton to her.
True, yes.
That is my concern right there. And as I said, it's just something that me personally don't like in terms of take the button into one hand and then switch it over, because I think it takes away a few seconds of something that could actually run faster. I personally think that, you see, if your left hand is a stronger hand, just have the incoming runner hand the button to you in that hand as the outgoing runner. That's just my thinking. Hear me, Wally? Wally seems to be gone. But yeah, Kems, that was what I was alluding to initially.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, a lot of you guys saying that it looks real, and it looks genuine and this and that. I'm here to tell you guys, and I'm not guessing, I'm not second guessing, it ain't real. Like them people don't like each other. But as I said before, once sponsorship got involved, once big head people got involved, then they had to get their act together. And as I said, Shelly's brand, her image was taking a big hit. After the 100 meters, it was taking a big hit. So she had to change it around. So now, you see, she come on, oh, we wanted to win that third goal for Elaine. All of a sudden, she loved Elaine. You know, she couldn't even give Elaine a hug. But all of a sudden now, she loved Elaine so much. And now them are do the dirt and whatever the dance one name and so.
So, where's the Kims? Fake it until you make it.
Sorry, repeat what you just said.
Wally, you there?
No,
Here.
All right. So what he was saying was that what they did wasn't anything of any real nature. It was more a case of bigger heads got involved. So guess what? As the producer said, they have to fake it until they make it. So yeah, it's because of the bigger heads got involved. They had to do that.
But the thing is that
Well, it frees up, man. So let me take over. A lot of persons. We need to stop this. We need to stop this. We need to stop this madness. A lot of persons are saying that. A lot of persons are saying that she was disappointed, right? So Elaine was disappointed at the Jamaican trials as well, and Elaine never get the benefit of the doubt. But as I tell you, I'm not asking you guys. You guys in the comments, I'm not asking you. I'm telling you that it's a fact that these people don't like each other. But I love the fact that they went on and what? Was it CNN, Levon? I love the fact that they went on CNN and they hugged each other. I love that because from first and foremost, I said, you know, no matter what personal beef you all have with each other, the thing that you guys achieve, the 1, 2, 3 that they achieve, have to be bigger than your little personal beef on have. After the Olympics, you can go back and oversaw. But while you're at the Olympics representing the country, you have to show unity. You have to show unity, you have to show love, you have to show compassion. And you know, Shelly image was taking a big beat. Not even only Shelly, because even Elaine image was taking.
Especially being team captain, eh?
Huh? Especially being team captain, especially holding the flag. Even Elaine image was taking a beat. All of their images were taking a beat. You know, so they had to, you know, certain talks happen behind the scenes, and you know they say, okay, you know, this is what needs to be done, and you know they did whatever they need to do. And again, I'll go back to even with Johan and Bolt and Warren. If you think say I just today, Bolt and Johan in a things and not just today, but it was good enough that when they were on TV, when they did the 1, 2, 3, and with Warren and so on, everybody was happy and showing love because they know that whatever they achieved was bigger than the little personal beef that they had. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
it's simple. Like I see some Anthony Butler or something saying conspiracy theory. It's no conspiracy theory. Everything now it's all about PR. So at the end of the day, when they run and they go to their individual meet and they get money in the Diamond League, but individually endorsement is what athletes feed off. And there's negative publicity can be good, and positive publicity can be good.
yeah.
Negative publicity was good for the girl from, even though y'all say she's not, you know,
Shakari.
Richard.
Yeah.
So once she with that doping and it's marijuana, oh my God, the amount of endorsements now she has now.
Brand ambassador for a lot of those.
Lot of thing right now, you know, you guess what I'm saying? So for the negative publicity that was going around for these athletes, it would not have been good for the little brands because they don't have no major endorsements in the international markets yet. You get what I'm saying? So their little thing that it was deemed by people, even though it may be perceived to be wrong, claims of the inside information. But guess what? The way social media is a critical influence of things right now, and
Levon,
having it. It was being negative on both athletes, everybody. So they wanted to make their brand look good at the end of the Olympics.
And remember, Levon and the producer even said it yesterday that once these things end up on BBC, you know, this is big stuff now. And I like okay, TVJ and CVM just local, like the whole world is able to see it now. You know, and you just don't want that kind of things associated because remember, you know, at the end of the day, you know, Shelly, Shelly come out and everybody have their own personality, but Shelly really tries her best to come out, be happy, be jovial, laugh, smile, beautiful face, nice heart, nice wig, color wig, all that kind of stuff. She show her personality. Elaine not so much. Elaine now I try a thing, I try dance and all of them little something there. I try get out her shell, but when it comes on to the thing that was showed, the thing that was displayed. If you look at everybody else when they win, whether them come second and third or the country come third and the next person come last, there is love. Look on Anna Cockrell when Sydney and Mohammed first and second and she get disqualified. She still there they show love with them. Those are the things that people want to see. The moment, remember in 11 in this America, them not really like Jamaica dominate, So as soon as there's a story that is being able to come forward for say something negative, them are go put it out there like there's no other. Every channel you go up in America, it was showing. Every single one. What is going on in the Jamaican camp?
Kems.
Yes, sir.
I hear this rhetoric going around about rivalry and it pushes people to do better. The world has, yes, you can have rivalry now, but the world is all about optics nowadays. And as you guys rightly said, you can have rivalry and you can have good sporting spirit, but if the optics don't look good, you're going to lose all the sponsorship. So,
Easily.
I mean, I don't know why this rhetoric is going around and they can hate each other and we don't mind as long as we get the gold medal. It's more than that. We have to think about tourism, I have to think about sponsorship for athletics back home, What do you think about the person at least and their earnings,
Yep.
So we can have the rivalry, but it can't affect the optics.
Cannot.
So you're saying, Kims, that because the pressure to give the display that we observed came from an external source, it is not genuine.
What I'm saying,
your argument.
What I'm saying, Wally, let us take we are going to think logically and we're going to reason it out now, right? We're going to reason it out. All right. After the 100 meter, right? After the 100 meter, it was Shelly and Sherika over here, so Elaine over here, so, right? That is after the 100 meter. There was no love, no nothing. After the 200 meter, it was this Shelly and Elaine over this side did them one thing. Now, all of a sudden, 2 days after, remember, 2 days after now, then them on CNN and everybody love each other again. Everybody love each other again. Then them come again on the interview after the relay. Oh, I just wanted Elaine to win her third gold medal. Oh, we just wanted it so bad. Like when we use common sense about these things, are you going to tell me that that's genuine to you?
And some people in the comment section keep saying, "Oh, are the bigger heads?" It's not bigger heads. It's all about. It can be simple. These people have PR people.
Sponsorship. If you want to talk about, you want no bigger heads, you talk about sponsorship. You talk about nine.
PR people who say, "Yo," hey. And these people have they monitor social media and they see that this will not help them to get endorsements in the future. It's simple.
Even because remember Shelly is brand ambassador for Grace Kennedy as well,
And Grace need to pull a commercial about the fastest woman alive. They need to pull that now.
And Grace, I'm telling, and this is facts. I'm telling you, Grace was not proud of that. Grace was not proud of it at all. Obviously, they're not gonna drop Shelly like a ripe breadfruit, but they were not proud of it because that is not what their brand was built on. When them say you have to be the brand ambassador, when you as I say, when you win with pride. When you lose with grace. Yeah, you can't lose and not go on like against your own countrywoman. Come on, no, you have to do better than that.
Yeah, man. So you're saying Kims, that the time period between both displays is too small for it to be genuine. That is the line of argument.
That is one of the arguments, but also if you knew where the beef is coming from, you would know. If you understand the length of the beef and where it all stemmed from, then you would know that, especially when we're dealing with the female gender, it is not going to just come together like that. It just not going to come together like that. a simple one tree. Just not gonna come together like that. You know, certain things we're not willing for going and probably behind the scenes make and reason and so. But if you know the length of the beef and where it come from and where it stem from and everything what they have to do with the beef and the pork and the oxtail and so, then you know you understand what's going on.
So that's not unreasonable, Kims. But there are also situations where persons have had long-standing beef, and I mean you've seen it in rap, to pull that sort of analogy where persons external to the beef say, "Come now, a full time now, full for cut out the foolishness," and then immediately after that sort of intervention, you have a change in how the individuals interact.
But
Is it
but
that?
Wally, but Wally,
Go ahead.
to what James was saying, right? I get where you're coming from. However, the time frame is a big deal.
All
Things
right.
aren't just going to mend within such short space of time. I mean, over time, everything can build up, but
Mhm.
if you looked at everything that was seen, right, from them orchestrating that well, they choreographed that dance pretty well. They did.
Mhm.
And then to the post-race interview where she was
Mhm.
like, I'm so happy that Elaine got the third gold medal. We weren't able to give it to her in 2016, so we really wanted it. So things like those, right? And then based on how all of them were at that particular time, right? What I understand from what Kim is saying that it's too short of a time to
It's
actually say,
too
yeah, things was mend.
Wally, I know Wally. The thing is, Wally, I'm going to be honest, Wally. I'm going to be honest, Wally. I know that you are a nice guy, right? I know that you're a nice guy. So I know that you want nice things to happen. But in life, it doesn't work like that. Right? And I'm telling you, like, Wally, if today me and you have a big beef and we are telling each other some words and some like we at it, right? We at it. And then tomorrow no, me I post up picture. Wally is my best friend. Oh, I love him. I'm going to the gym with Wally and so. You think people are gonna look upon that and say, "Oh, well, that is like it's just not genuine." I understand that people really want to come together with the argument for say, "Yeah, nothing wrong with them, Shirley and
James,
Ilian."
I'm going to disagree with that one. That one
No,
now.
because
Reason
all
being,
right,
No,
go ahead, Levon. Go ahead, and then
I'm saying that I would disagree with Kim's on that one. Reason being, all right, if you say the two person are friends over time and all that, right? What if it's a case where in the heat of the moment and they say just tell each other their mind, and then you know
It's
what? They
all
just
right.
rest the
No,
argument right there. So then
the
tomorrow
thing,
it's a
but
new
Levon,
day.
I tell you
They come
no.
back
The thing
different.
is, Shelley and Ilian, this is a thing we start. This is a thing we start from 2015, 2016. We're in a 2021 now. 2015, 2016, this start from. And not just the 100-meter finals. It start from 2015,
Yeah.
2016. That's where it start from.
All
So
right.
go ahead.
Kims, just before you go, Devin. All right. So if the beef is as you describe it, right?
mhm,
Then if the sponsors intervene,
mhm.
then if I hate you so much, I would just do the bare minimum. What happened there was over the top. I wouldn't go out of my way to
No,
coordinate a
no,
dance with this
no,
person.
no. This is the
Wally,
thing.
I
This
would
is the
just do
thing,
I would
Wally.
just do the bare I would just do the bare minimum.
No, Wally. That's what she tried to do the bare minimum. That is exactly what she tried to do at first with the 100-meter. And so she tried to do the bare minimum, and it did not work.
No, right, but I'm saying to you, what we saw, which kind of emphasizes the point that I'm making.
Mm.
What Shelly displayed in the 100-meter was pretty much just the professional obligation. She was just carrying out the professional obligation. So you acknowledge the victor, and you move on. What we saw there was more than just professional obligation. I can't see me hating somebody so much, and I am going to go coordinate a dance with them, go and do interview and say all of those
Actually,
glorious.
you can do Wally.
You
Wally,
get it seem it
Wally,
seem it seem a bit over the
Wally.
top to me.
All
To
right,
me feel.
something.
Go through Devin.
All right, good, no. All right, listen. So Kim's always talk about inside information. I'm gonna give you a little inside information.
Yeah, give
I
it to
know of one of the athletes sponsor All right. Kems knows who I used to work for that fellow when I was teaching at George's. And I was talking to him and he was saying he didn't like how it looked. And I'm telling you, that guy is a significant stakeholder in one of these athletes sponsor. And then just me and him having a conversation, and he was texting me, right? He's in Canada now. And he said he didn't like how that looked, you know. And then he was saying, I bet they're going to, I'm not saying he did make any call. I bet they're going to come out and just for the public image to do something in future races. That's what he said.
Wally, Cohen is right. And Wally, you see, there's a thing that's called overcompensation, right? That is what these women were doing, overcompensating. Because right now, I don't know if you see it, Wally. It is so, I don't know how, probably because I just want to believe something. Probably if I never Shelly and Ilian, probably if I did Johan and Bolt, probably would have said, them man, they are fake it out. But probably on love Shelly and Ilian so much, on just blinded by it. But when you see them come and you see somebody saying in the comments, oh, them pick out outfit for each other, them say, oh, panty Sharika, oh, this and that, bro. All of those things, may I tell you. Wally, may I tell you the truth. Only can believe or no one believe, But again, this will rise up again.
No, it's like some reality show where them take a reality and then script it.
This will rise. This will rise up again, It will come up again.
So all right. So Kims,
yes, sir.
If you see the same thing again, at the World Championship, it's still fake. Or you think 1 year is sufficient time for the wounds to mend?
Wally, as I told you before, the only way I will believe if that's genuine, if my insider let me know say the beef is no more. Right? My insider that is in the MVP camp, if my insider say, them good now, everything good, govern, no problem, good to go. But right now,
Kim's the only way some will believe it is genuine. I'm not saying necessarily means still, right? If Shelly returns back to MVP.
Yes, so
there must be a reason why Shelly left MVP.
The producer is saying that the only way that some people he himself might believe that it is genuine is if Shelly decides to return to MVP.
Return to MVP. Yeah.
No, and I don't agree with that because her leaving MVP had a lot to do with Frano.
Oh, so, come on, well, it's not just about Frano. Right. Give me a break.
Right. Well, let's look about the sequence of events, right?
Wally,
we're not trying to
hold on, no. Listen to the point that I'm making. I am saying that you cannot necessarily use her return to the MVP as the sole basis to say that there's no longer beef. They can resolve the beef without her going back to MVP.
That's true.
That's the point I'm making.
They can, yes, they can.
But what the producer was saying though is that some people are still not going to buy it as long as Shelly is outside.
That's why I said the views are not necessarily my own. But also, if we look back at the sequence of events, right? First of all, looking at the sequence coming down the line, Shelly left MVP, right? So we agree that she left MVP, and there were reasons as to why she left. And one of those were that the coach Frana was favoring Elaine in training, right? That's one of the reasons out there. Now, fast forward to the trials, the 100-meter trials where Shelly won, right? We all saw the same thing, basically the same thing that took place in Tokyo. Elaine did not greet Shelly. Wasn't that a fact as well? Or in the way Elaine did not greet her after the 100-meter finals in the way that we expected or wanted, right? Many persons weren't complaining at that time, because perhaps it was just the national trials. But there were some that made note of it.
Also, right? Because it was Shelly that won. Remember that most of Jamaicans are fans of Shelly and Fraser more than Elaine. So
they weren't a big thing over it. Then now, a day after, or I think the same day, Shelly made a post on her Facebook congratulating Sharika. Right? She made a post really that she was proud of Sharika and this and that in that same 100-meter, and she did not mention Elaine in that post on our Facebook page, right? Then now we're over into Tokyo and we see the 100-meter and see what happens afterwards, right? So people are going to speculate when they see that sequence of events that surely there was something off between both of them. No, I'm not saying that they can't rectify it. Of course they can.
No, but watch it. What Kim's are saying now. In such a short space of time.
Also, yes, also producer. Like as I
Female.
said, as I said, as for females, and you know, females petty, you know, females like whole and stuff. And for the duration of time that the beef was happening,
James, remember say Solomon your name, you know, and them a watch.
but for you know, a lot of, and trust me, you know, my two insiders in MVP, you know, they are the first one to come out and tell me. Them say in MVP, don't believe said the all right. Let me give you no. Let me show the me have real inside information. Did you know? Right? Did you know, Mr. Wally? And everybody here. Did y'all know that Elaine and Choker Girl was big fight up at MVP? Did you all know that?
Which one?
There's only one choker with their MVP.
Stephanie.
Did you know that, Wally? Did you know that? And then it wasn't only Elaine and Shelly now friend. It was McPherson, Shelly, Sherika. Right now up at MVP, Elaine probably have two friends. Maximum, to be honest with you. And that is for a number of reasons. But may I tell you, when I see people come on TV and I go on the most way and I say, oh, and them and all them take the picture with them all them wig and so on, everybody happy, bull crap, may I tell you, Wally. Bull crap. No lie. Bull crap. But guess what? It look good on TV and I'm all for it. If BBC and CNN are talk about it and I say Jamaica love is good for it. But I want my Jamaican people to be smarter than that, because we have been here and we have done that. And we have all played the hypocrite role for whatever good cause it benefit we. You know?
True.
So we have to always keep that in mind and stop. Oh, look on them. No, look on them and do this. Oh, look on them and do that. They're so good now. You know, we have to be smarter than that. Huh?
Next thing as well, it has been a tradition on the female side from ever since. From the last 20, 30 years, there has been that type of animosity between some of the females. It's always been there. So it is okay if they don't like each other.
All right.
There was something between VCB and Shelly.
Any final say from any of you guys, starting with Wally?
With this injury, I am wondering if you're going to let Jackpot run the 4x4. Do you guys think that is a good move?
Yeah. I said it last night that I wanted her to run on 4x4.
That's one. And two, which leg would you guys put her on?
Alright, Kim said he would have put her. Kim said first, I believe. I said I'd
Which
put her
leg you would put her on, Steven?
Steven? Why is asking which leg would you put Sherika Jackson on if she's running the 4x4?
Sherika Jackson. You know, I'm gonna be unpopular and say the last leg.
I agree with
I
you.
just think with the conversion to the sprints and the experience of the 400 and that button issue that Kim's had mentioned, I think it would be safe to put her on the last leg.
But
Like
like
as I said,
4x4,
4x4, the button doesn't really matter. You can just pick up the button and just gone again.
But the reason why I want Sherika Jackson to start is that they might have a lot of slow poke on the starting league. You know, a lot of slow poke. So
I mean, for those who are competing for the bronze and the silver medal, slow pokes will be on that. Those teams you're referring to.
Well, the USA are going to win easily.
That's what I'm saying. For those.
Yeah, for the brand. Yeah, for
Poland,
silver things. Yeah, like Poland, the Germany. Yeah. But I want Sherika to start. Well, they say Stephanie Hankinson is up in the air right now because of her hamstring injury. So I wanted Stephanie to anchor because I thought that she would anchor the 400 and bring home a nice medal for us, but she didn't do so. So Genevieve Russell, I like Genevieve Russell
coming down early this year.
Yeah, I like Genevieve Russell to be the anchor, but that's just me. And I don't think Sherika is going to run. I don't think Frano will allow it. Knowing Frano, I don't think he will allow it at all. But let's see.
All right, Steven, the final say?
Just to say that the world is moving away from all these sporting rivalries, if you notice, everybody's friend. Even if they're not really friends on the pitch, everybody's friend. It's all about optics. And if we can't appreciate that, we're gonna lose out economically as a country. And as our individuals, we're pushing our young people to go into sports, they're gonna lose out if they don't understand that. So that's all I have to say on the Elaine and Shelley issue.
Okay. Devin?
Well, like I said, I know for a fact that they were told, or they were, let me not say told, they were advised to do something for PR purposes. For the 4x4 to come up, same expectation that I have for the 4x1. I'm expecting a medal for the female, and I'm not looking forward to a medal in for the 4x4 men. I'm not looking for a medal.
Okay.
I'll go up there and I'll say Jamaica will get a national record in the 4x4 women. The men, I'll just see what they could do.
Kim, just for the record, we pass seven medal. We don't
Huh?
forget. Just for the record, we pass 7 medal.
8.
Well, Mr. Producer said 10.
Yep.
Why, Josh? That's
And I told him I don't want no caveat from him. No caveat. Just tell me a number.
10 Kim, so that means if we get 9, I will still be hard.
Huh? What you Mr. Producer, stand by what you say. There's a possibility.
No man. To be fair, man, he said at maximum 10. That's what he said, man.
I said
That is
maximum
a
10.
Yeah, that's what-
statement.
We're not getting 7.
That's exactly what he said.
I said we're not getting 7 medals. We're getting more
No,
than
but-
7. Maximum 10.
No, at maximum 10 is still leaving it vague, leaving it open. Just like you say, leaving it
more
to say,
than
okay,
7,
it can't be wrong.
All right, and let's just point out before we go for the basketball fans. Kawhi Leonard is going to re-sign with Los Angeles Clippers.
Yeah.
They're just negotiating the terms of the deal and all of that right now. So
Basketball. We're talking some basketball now.
But he's
No,
not
we're
going to
not
play
going.
for the next year.
we're not going to.
It's going to be like a Kevin Durant situation.
We're going to reserve the basketball argument for tomorrow.
Oh, I have one more thing to say. Before I go about basketball. I just want Kawhi Leonard has been with the Clippers for what, 3 years now?
Yeah.
And he has never reached an NBA Finals. What kind of superstar is that? If it was LeBron James, he would be getting the flagging of his life. And Golden State Warriors signing a bunch of scrubs.
Fret not thyself.
And one more thing on Olympics before you guys go, right? Do you remember the Chinese shot putter that won the gold medal? Named Gong Li Jia?
Yeah.
Right. There's been a Chinese uproar as state TV host called the gold medal winner a manly woman.
Yeah,
Mm.
I saw that. Something that was some transgender stuff.
Damn.
Canada
This is
won gold.
This is where we're going to call it a day on the show. It was a pleasure being here with all of you guys. Kems,
Yeah.
Devin, Stephen, Wally, and all our viewers. And please remember, guys, just subscribe to the YouTube channel. I need more subscription because that is where I'm going to keep majority of the shows. Starting ASAP. You might never know. Probably next week, all the shows next week might be on YouTube. Anything possible. So that's the reason why I want you guys to go over there so you don't miss out on the show. Since as you guys love this show so much. So please go and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notification bell to be notified when we go live. So until tomorrow, stay safe. Peace out.